Hey everybody, this is Jesse with the Upcycle channel, and today I am going to show you some buckets. I've been going to all the restaurants in town and a couple of construction sites, just getting different little buckets and containers that I plan to repurpose for a lot of my upcycling and recycling projects. So I'll just go ahead and give you a little heads up of what I'm doing. Alright, so here I have two different dish machine buckets. Alright, this pink one here is a detergent formula, and it is primarily composed of a chemical, well, not primarily composed, but it has a chemical called sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is commonly known as lye, and lye will burn your skin. So if you want to use a bucket or a container that has contained sodium hydroxide, you need to take safety precautions. So we need to neutralize this. Sodium hydroxide is a base, and we neutralize bases using acids. So a really weak acid like distilled white vinegar or just some citric acid or just any weak household acid you can get a hold of would easily neutralize the solution so that it's no longer harmful to you. And then you could just wash it out and reuse the bucket. So make sure you do that. Now here I have a bucket that is sodium hypochlorite, which is just a fancy word for a type of bleach that they use to sanitize dishes. Now sodium hypochlorite, while the fumes, chlorine fumes, are harmful and they can be dangerous, truth be told, the easiest way to neutralize this is just to give it time. Wash it out really good, rinse it really good, let it air out, and eventually the chlorine gas will dissipate, and what you'll be left with is maybe a small amount of sodium. So there's that. Now also, I have oil jugs. These oil jugs are made from a substance called high-density polyethylene. It's also what milk jugs are made out of. It's what grocery bags are made out of. And, you know, it's a very commonly used material. Now, this had oil in it. And it is going to be really, really hard to get the oil off. So one of the obvious reuses for this would be just to put oil in it. Like vegetable oil. This contained vegetable shortening, so if I were to just save my spent oil in this, I could reuse that. So that'd be a really good use for it. But also, HDPE, or high-density polyethylene, can be repurposed. I've seen a lot of guys on YouTube cutting this stuff up and melting it down into a sheet material. However, when it comes to this oil stuff, I really wouldn't recommend melting it down. You might end up having a fire, you're going to end up having some really crazy fumes. And as always, anything that you're going to do with any of these buckets, you need to do outside in a well-ventilated area. Alright, I also have a pickle bucket. This bucket was literally just filled from bottom to top with dill pickles and a brine solution, which is mostly comprised of vinegar and salt water. Now, if you want to neutralize vinegar, of course, the easiest thing to do would just be to use some baking soda, you know, some kind of a base solution, just the exact opposite of what we would do with the sodium hydroxide. And my plan is to reuse these for plants, and I don't want anything damaging the plants, so I'm obviously going to wash it out with a little bit of baking soda. And just like with all these other ones, after you wash them out, after you dry them out, you want to just kind of let them sit out, maybe put them in the sun, let whatever is possibly left just dissipate. And of course, I've got some construction buckets, and well, these just had, you know, fasteners. They just had little metal screws and such inside of them. So there's not a really big issue with those, but you're always going to want to check. See, this I believe was used to mix some kind of a mortar. I don't know if you can see the little residue. So you're going to want to make sure that you just wash out anything that you're going to reuse, if you're going to be crazy like me. So that's pretty much it. These are all my buckets. I've still got even more, and I can't wait to show you all the crazy fun stuff that I'm going to do with these buckets. But I just wanted to go ahead and just post my first real upcycling video, and yeah, that's what I got. Have a great day. Keep recycling.